Welcome back, YouTube, and it has been a while since I've said those words. I've been working on a couple of really big projects and then studying for finals and Huh, huh, huh. But anyways, I am back here with a Wi-Fi battle. This Wi-Fi battle is against SCF. I found him on Showdown. Looking at his team, it is just completely disgusting because he has a Slowbro, a Slow King, a Clefable, a freaking Mega Sableye probably. I don't know if that's a defensive Heatran, and then a Breloom, which is just like much bulk. But I do see a fairly substantial electric weakness. So I do plan to exploit that with my Galvantula. He doesn't really have too much to handle Galvantula. I also see Victini as a possible win condition as soon as that Heatran drops, because a Bolt Strike and V-Create can pretty much decimate his entire team. So those are the two things I'm looking at as win conditions, like potential win conditions going into this game. So looking over at my team, if you were smart enough to take a look at that, or if not, or fast enough, I don't really know. I'm rocking a mono 5th gen team. I built a mono 5th gen OU team that I really actually enjoy using. I think it's a pretty good team. It's really hyper offensive, which is what I like. It focuses on sticky web, just pure offensive power. It doesn't favor too much speed, so that's why I have sticky web. So I don't know, I really like it. So I drop a Thunder to gauge and see what kind of Sableye this is. He surprises me by showing me that that is a specially defensive Sableye. Like, it is purely specially defensive. Like, it has no physically defensive bulk, which means I can hit it. Which means Victini is a possible check to this. So I bring in Victini, predicting a Will-O-Wisp at this point in time. He went for a knockoff the first turn. I was reasonably confident he wouldn't go for a knockoff again. Now that he had brought this in, I'm reasonably confident that he's going to go out into Heatran, predicting me to go for a V-Create to knock him out. But he instead goes to Slowbro, I guess still predicting V-Create. So my play going for U-turn worked out even better than if he went to Heatran, which I don't know why he didn't go to Heatran, to be honest. I really don't, but what this allows me to do is allows me to go right back into the Galvantula. So this Galvantula was really honestly meant as a suicide lead to get up webs and then die. And this game, it's a lot more helpful than just setting up webs and dies. So I force out the Slowbro, which is fantastic. I'm going to drop a Thunder because, again, I fear nothing. Even if the Sableye comes in, I get another 30% chance at paralyzing it, which, I mean, if I can get some power hacks, I'll take it, but if I don't, then, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but just still getting chip damage off on the Sableye is important to me. Now I'm going to go for a Volt Switch. I know he's going to be forced to recover at this point in time because he's forced to recover at this point in time. He can't do anything else. So I go into Dio Sharp this time instead of going into my Victini. Because it is not physically defensive, I was hoping an Iron Head could 2 KO it, which I ran a calc, it can. All I need is a flinch on this Iron Head and I can knock out the Sableye. Unfortunately for me, I don't get the flinch, but he misses his Will-O-Wisp, which is nice. Which is really nice. Unfortunate, but nice. He's going to go out into Slowbro here. I really wanted to predict this, go for a knockoff, but I couldn't. I really couldn't because knockoff wouldn't KO with the range of HP that he was at, and if he decided to either recover or Willow, it would have been very bad. Now at this point in time, I decided to risk the burn on the Scald and go for a knockoff. I know a knockoff won't kill, but it'll do a lot of damage to the Slowbro, and it does. And plus I get rid of its leftovers, which is nice. Unfortunately, he doesn't go for the Scald, he goes for the Flamethrower, which caught me a bit off guard, but I mean, it's whatever. He ends up critting me. Obviously, crit mattered, like 10 out of 10. Crit is, like, big time matters, but anyways, I'm going to go out into my Solitaire now at this point in time. Back into the Galvantula, going to drop a Thunder. As he just decides to go out into the Heatran, so I'm like, okay, what is this Heatran going to do to me? I'm going to drop a Thunder. End up doing around 50%, which is nice, and then I finally do score my 30% paralysis at this point in time, which is like, it was bound to happen sooner or later. And what this paralysis allows me to do is it allows me to stay in here, drop another Thunder to pick up the clean KO on the Heatran, end up scoring a crit. Unless that was like absolute max damage with the 50%. I didn't run a calc on it. I don't know what kind of set he was running. I'm going to say crit didn't matter, but it might have. If I had scored like mid damage or something like that. But anyways, brings in the Slowbro. I can immediately tell by that damage that that is a Salt Vest Slowbro. So going to go out into Pickles because at this point in time it is my most expendable Mon on my team. Predicting a Scald. Ends up going for Flamethrower. I was like, oh cool, so both of his Mons no Flamethrower. I mean, like, weak sauce anyways. It doesn't even kill my It doesn't even kill my the Ferrothorn. But whatever. Gonna go for the Protect just to scout and to regain enough HP so to the point where I can live another Flamethrower, which is definitely very beneficial to me. Now right here, he makes a bit of an over prediction by going for the Scald. He doesn't end up burning me, which again doesn't matter because this Ferrothorn ends up doing legitimately nothing this entire game. But what it does allow me to do is it does allows me to get a Leech Seed off, and at this point in time, I know he's going to switch out because me either going for a layer of Spikes or Stealth Rocks or going for a Protect is painfully obvious at this point in time. So I know he's going to double out into his Sableye to block either my hazards or just get a clean switch in. So I'm going to predict this and pull a cheeky double of my own out into Victini. Victini is my win condition against the Sableye at this point in time. It can handle it 1v1. It can't switch in unless I predict correctly because he did show knockoff, but I can play around it. So he's forced out, he goes down to the Clefable, I go for a Bolt Strike. I end up getting a Para. The Para doesn't matter at all on the Clefable. It doesn't actually, because he doesn't end up getting paralyzed this entire game. Little spoiler alert for there, but does absolutely nothing. He recovers up to a point where another Bolt Strike won't kill, but I missed the Bolt Strike regardless. He throws up a Wish. That miss, I'm going to say it doesn't matter because he probably has Protect and he would have been able to Protect and whatever. Blah, 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 blah. But so I see this is a losing battle at this point in time, so I am going to double out and to go out to my Pickles, which is my Ferrothorn, because Gyro Ball, super effective. That's what I was thinking, and like, it'll be good, right? Right? Yeah, it'll be good. So he ends up revealing Knockoff, which is interesting. Which means he probably doesn't have like Heal Bell or something, I don't know. But so it's like Protect, Wish, Knockoff, Moonblast, I'm guessing. I don't know what unaware Clefables run nowadays, but I know he's going to double out into something, so I'm going to go out into Victini because Victini handles like everything on his team at this point in time. Like Banded Victini, he has no real like counters for it, so he goes into the Sableye. Right here, I make another good prediction. I predict him to predict me to go for another Bolt Strike, predicting him to bring in any of his Mons to resist my fire. So I just click V-Create, and I'm like, haha, I catch this Breloom on the switch-in, which is exactly what I wanted him to bring in. So, first game back in Wi-Fi competitive battling, and making some good plays. Definitely making some good plays, some good reads, but you know what they say about luck, it can't last forever, so I'm gonna bring in the Slowbro. The Slowbro is really starting to piss me off. It should have been dead like 10 times over, but he keeps on saving it, and Regenerator just like bumps it back up. So I go into my Landorus as Death Fodder. I don't need it at all. He has a Slowbro, which has a super effective move on it. He has a Slowking, which has a super effective move on it. He has a Sableye with Will-O-Wisp, and then he has a Clefable that just is like no. So, which is just like no. So he is going to burn me with this incoming Skull. Doesn't matter. It actually helps me out that he burns me because that just means I can get a clean switch into something faster. It also lets me get up my rocks right here, which is critical, which is very critical, as he is just going to start spamming Slack off at this point in time. I guess he wants to be at a high range of HP because he knows that if he gets too much chip damage off, if I get even like 20% off of that Slowbro, Thunder from a Galvantula becomes a guaranteed OHKO. Because on a min damage, actually, I only need to get like 17% of damage off on that Slowbro. So he's just going to start spamming Slack off as the burn's just killing me off. I don't really care at this point in time. I'm just going to go for an Earthquake because stabness and does little damage, and then he just slacks off. So I'm thinking like if it comes down to a Stalwart, he's already wasted like, what was that, like 4 or 5 slack offs. So if you PP maxed it, he's down to like 11 slack offs. So I should be pretty solid if it comes down to a Stalwart. So I go on to Solitaire. Pretty much my best play at this point in time. I'm going to drop with Thunder. I know it probably won't kill. If I get a Para, cool. If I don't, oh well. And it lives on like 1 HP. And I'm like, it was like an 18% chance to OHKO anyways from full HP. I'm not too upset. You did a good job, Galvantula. You weakened him down to a point of no return. So, Gonna go out into the Victini, gonna click U-turn because if he wants to save the damn thing, which he ends up doing, he's gotta sack something else off. Stealth Rocks, like I said, come in clutch right here because it would have been a roll to kill the Sableye at this point in time. But with the Rocks damage, it becomes a guaranteed Oko, which is nice. So he chooses to sack off his Mega Sableye to save like a 1 HP Slowbro, which makes no sense. He saves that thing like this entire game, which I'm not quite sure if I agree with that play or not, but that's the play he decided to make, so I don't know his play style. All I do, it's like stall and bulky things, but I don't know what he was thinking of. Maybe like Slowbro's his favorite mon, he just like always has to save it. I don't know, but anyways, brings in Clefable. I can't stay in here because I don't have a move to kill it with, so I go into Pickles. Predicting, I know based on his moveset that he doesn't have Flamethrower on this Clefable, which is nice, so he just ends up clicking Knockoff. I'm cool with that, I will take it. He ends up taking some recoil damage from Iron Barbs. And then right here, I predict him to stay in here, predicting me to overpredict again. Unfortunately, Gyro Ball does like legitimately nothing. I was like, what the fuck? On my calc, it was reading like 44 to 50%. And then I realized that I think this Ferrothorn has like max EVs or IVs in speed. And that Clefable probably has like 0 IVs in speed and it's paralyzed. And I was like, oh. So right here, he makes a good play. He ends up switching out into Slowbro to get the, to absorb the wish from the Clefable, which makes me cry because that means that the Slowbro is back up to a pretty decent range of HP, and it's back to being annoying and not dying, and I don't like it. So he is going to pull a cheeky switch. He's going to go back out into the Clefable. Right here, I decide to risk the burn from either Flamethrower or Scald by doubling out and going out into my John Origins, because at this point in time, it was my best play. But I looked at the range of HP that the Clefable was at. I looked at my attack on my Kieran Black, and I was like, it looks like it. The roll's in my favor, but it is a roll. Free Shock kills. And so I revealed the ace on my Kieran Black set, which is Power Herb Freeze Shock. It's the most powerful physical ice move in the game. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is. It is a 2-turn power-up attack, but I am able to knock out the Clefable, which is fantastic, and that pretty much there seals the deal in my favor. I'm just going to drop a Fusion Bolt on this Slowbro. At this point in time, even if he burns me, I still win the game because I have my Victini in my back pocket, and I can click Bolt Strike on that too and kill it off. He ends up going for Toxic. He doesn't even try and burn me, which is like, what? What are you doing in this life? Then he switches out and he goes on to Slowking, which is like, okay, at this point in time, you're just like fucking with me. You're just fucking with me. Like, what are you doing, fam? What are you even doing? Why are you prolonging this? Like, why are you even trying to lose? That just demolishes the Slowking though, so it's like, it doesn't even really matter. And then he forfeits the game right here because I guess he really can't let that Slowbro die. Like, Slowbro is like his godliest of god tier mons, and he just like can't let it faint. So he just ends up forfeiting the game right here to save his Slowbro from fainting. So that's gonna be the battle. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. I apologize if my voice and my narration's a little bit rusty. I do have like 5 canker sores in my mouth right now, and I'm really tired, but I do feel like I need to start recording, so that's what I'm gonna do. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.